I am in Bali airport and just about to leave Indonesia. I know I said in the last video that I'm going to be spending a lot more time here, and I am, but right now I'm flying home for Christmas. I'm back in England and I got a little bit of a surprise. So, no one knows where we're going, right?
No.
And all the liability waivers are signed?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Hands up, who knows what we're doing, kind of. Ish.
Well, I've seen the title now. Tell me what you want me to tell.
Oh, you go ahead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure some of you have at least like some idea, considering where we are. So obviously you're here at Paradise Wildlife Park, and today Jordan and I have sorted out for you guys to do a bunch of different really cool stuff. So you're going to be doing things like hand feeding a big cat. You're going to be going in with the lemurs. And the meerkats as well.
Millie's studying wildlife conservation.
Oh, what are you studying? Ah, wonderful.
So these are one of your favourites, right?
So what we're going to do is, when we come in, got clawed after Monet Pablo. So he was named after Van Gogh. Quite commonly we get a lot of people say, oh, we think they're bigger than they actually are. Yeah. If they were as big as the TV made them out to be, I probably wouldn't be working.
My knee!
Yeah. With the Nor set up that program.
That one's not.
How many have I got? Like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here, and you got 1.
You got none.
Oh, it's because I'm under the heater, that's right. I can enjoy the
Food and warm.
It's the
It's the king.
Which one's the king? Here you go, buddy. Oh, so gentle. Oh, so gentle. Didn't like that one.
They are particularly fussy, so don't be offended if they drop a piece of food.
weather here.
Yeah,
Did you want this one?
They deal with it absolutely fine. You can see they've got quite a lot on them. They're just a bit pathetic.
Fine.
Tails are, yeah, so not long for them to be classified. They're very common in zoos.
That's my scrunchie, lovey. Let's see which one you pick.
Go to who you like the most.
Separate the bird.
Just take your hood off.
I'm not taking one, no. Let's separate the bird, definitely.
Share and share.
So these are Bactrian camels. There's about 1,000 left on the planet. They've got a population of about 600 in China, and then a population of about 450 in Mongolia. Camels are, say, more endangered than tigers, but just because they're not up there in people's opinions, they don't get the time that they deserve. This is our newest enclosure behind us here, and as I say, it's just a sign of the times. We're trying to move away from that whole Victorian mindset, because there are no shortage of people that still believe zoos are purely for entertainment, and obviously that is not our focus anymore. Our main focus is the conservation, the welfare, the research, all of the good stuff that we see on all of the documentaries, and that is something that the zoos actively try to support.
This is what you needed the liability for.
Yeah.
Huge.
Big girls. Yeah, they're lovely.
Wow, beautiful.
So, there'll only be an inch or so of meat sticking out, because if there's too much it gets floppy, and then you're naturally going to twist your hand, and that's when your knuckles are going to be in danger, which we'd like to avoid. So like I say, foot distance, thumb and finger together, aim roughly for where her mouth is, nice bit of tongue, and she's going to take it just like that, but the whole time your thumb and finger must stay glued together. Reason for that being, if you let go, your thumb's going through the fence, they get to hit your thumb. So it doesn't matter how tight it feels, it's the line at the end of the day, so we'll get them them shut. And then just nice and slowly, where her mouth is, a little bit more for me. Perfect, that's it, and then just move away from it, and we'll just do one more bit. There you go, spot on there. Perfect. Good job. That's it, perfect. There we go.
They're so big under the heads when you're up close.
So obviously why it's very cool to be able to show my family the animals and get them to feed them. There's actually another side to this as well, which is the conservation side. So by having this experience here, they are able to fund various conservation projects around the world.
It's a very challenging subject, obviously. A lot of debate about it, which I can completely understand. And to be honest with you, in an ideal world, zoos wouldn't exist. And I'm not the only person that would tell you that. Pretty much anyone in the profession would. To put it simply, zoos are around, or good zoos are around, to ensure that the species of animals that we house are around for generations to come. Because without zoos, you know, the support that those species would have would be minimal, really. Around 85% of all the world's conservation is funded by the world's good zoos, and conservation organisations, alongside the work they do with zoos, is what is keeping these species alive. So without good zoos and without people coming to them, and without us being able to educate people, simply a lot of these species either wouldn't be here today or would be facing a very bleak future.
And I think what you said about the education part of it as well, because we had Johnny today who was fantastic about telling us about some of the issues that animals are facing in the wild
100%.
Right now. And I think there is a bit of a disconnect right now between people and the wildlife, so to have that bit of education.
Oh, completely. I mean, it's a very tough one. The zoological profession is a very scientific one, and that's the key thing. And I think what's so important is that we never stop learning ourselves. We always keep improving ourselves as well. And you know, when you look at zoos from when David Attenborough first started to what they are now, they've taken on a completely whole new meaning. Zoos did start off as a way of showing people these incredible species from around the planet, but we knew almost nothing about them, and that's why the conditions were so poor. Whereas now we know that we need to try and protect the planet. We know that we need to try and protect the species in order to give us a better chance of survival moving forward in the world. And without us constantly doing this research and constantly trying to improve the welfare and spending the money that we need to in order to give the animals in captivity really good homes, and obviously then have the breeding programs to potentially at some point reintroduce certain species back out into the wild, is so key to their, you know, their survival, really.
And so we also got to feed the white lions today. We got to feed the meerkats, and we got to feed the lemurs. So through those experiences, that helps to fund conservation as well, and that helps to fund protecting the more endangered species too.
Right, yeah, so all of the experiences and things that people pay in to come and do go, again, like straight back into all of the animal park and things like that. So we do sometimes get questions about how we are allowed to interact with our animals the way that we do, and the key to that is that we don't force our animals to do anything. You fed a lion today. If the lion didn't want to come up and interact with you, she didn't have to, and that's just unlucky. We're really sorry. You know, maybe try again next time or something.
But the important thing is that they're in captivity. We want them to feel as comfortable as possible, and the only way they can do that is by getting used to living around people, obviously. So that's why the experiences help from an animal welfare perspective, because they help the animals get more comfortable with people. They give people fantastic experiences, but at the same time our experiences help us to raise around £500,000 a year that we're able to then put into conservation, and also the general upkeep of the animals here at Paradise. When you consider it costs us around 20 grand a day just to keep the gates open. So, you know, that's a big expense. You don't come into the zoo world, or you don't own a zoo if you want to make money. You are constantly spending, you're constantly trying to improve things, you're constantly trying to make sure your animals got the best welfare possible, and you're constantly giving your money away because you're trying to help save these wild spaces. You know, we're just about to send an anti-poaching vehicle out to Uganda, and that's the first step in a massive long-term project we want to have out there. And the long-term aim for both of our parks is to have reserves and to support reserves that are around the world that we can either reintroduce animals back into, or just generally protect the animals that are living within those areas already.
And that is it. That was a really interesting experience, and I'm glad I got to surprise my family with it and then get the thoughts of the zookeepers and Paradise Wildlife Park at the end. That's it for this year, so enjoy Christmas, have a great new year wherever you are in the world, and I'm going to be back at the beginning of next year with more videos, and just take some time out until then. Let me know in the comments what you thought. As always, thank you for watching, and see you soon. Alex is coming to the marathon in China.
Yeah, I am. I'm super excited to do that. It's a physical test like nothing I've ever done before, but I'm definitely up for it, definitely ready for it, and my aim is to make sure I finish before Jordan does.
Yeah, he sent me a message and said that he works here at the Paradise Wildlife Park, and I was back for a week, and this would be a chance to come here and check it out. But the cool thing is we're going to see each other again in 4 months' time to run the marathon on the Great Wall of China, hopefully.
Yeah, see you in China.
Very cool.